Hi everyone. Today I'm talking to Hema Gohel, who's a Pilates instructor, our Pilates instructor. And this isn't the path that she had chosen for herself, but life happened and life directed her to her passion of Pilates, teaching Pilates. Um, and let's hear from her how she got into it, how she navigated herself through the challenges and the ups and downs that came along with it. Hi Emma, thank you for
Hi,
talking to
thank
me.
you. Thank you for having me here today.
You're
Well,
welcome.
it's a pleasure to share my story with all of you. I hope it inspires many of you to follow your passion in the coming days, coming future. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. So, how did you get into Pilates? Let's just get into it.
Okay, professionally, I'm an accountant.
You can't tell.
Professionally, I'm an accountant, but now I don't know how to count. As they say in my classes, I don't know how to count. Anyway, that was before marriage. So after marriage, I think life changes, responsibility comes in. I got married thinking I'll come to this country. I'm from Uganda, apparently, in Kampala, studied and did my uni, college, everything from Uganda. So after marriage, I moved down to Nairobi. And came with lots of dreams, lots of hopes. Oh, I'll get married. I'll do a nice office job, like a good accounting job. But within a few months, I got pregnant. Not
What a blessing.
Yeah, I got pregnant. So first child, in-laws, staying with a big family. Everyone is concerned. After so many years, you're getting a small baby in the house. So I think everyone is concerned about health and everything. So that was like um, a stop to my career in a way. So, but it was okay. It's still a blessing we took on. So I concentrated on my pregnancy, my children, all that. Yeah. And days went. I said, okay, I'll deliver. Once I settle down, I'll start working. Before I did that, after 2 years, that was almost 2 years now. When a child is small, you
Time just
never
goes.
ending. Time
Yes.
just flies. And I was pregnant with my second child, planned
Again,
a
a
second
blessing.
child.
Yes.
Again, a blessing, of course. So I was like, okay, let's get done with this and then no more. And I concentrate on my career. But as days went, my second child was 6 months. Now, I was very cautious about myself, my appearance. And this is now 6 years down after my marriage, right? So, very depressed as well.
Oh, okay.
Because you have everything, but that confidence, that independence was not there. Because my life was just around home, children, cook, feed them, pick them, drop them. So basically, I was doing nothing for myself.
But this is a reality for a
For
lot of people.
exactly
Yeah.
I think all women out there are just
Es-
engrossed in all these things and they
Especially after
forget
kids.
themselves,
Yeah.
especially after children.
Yeah.
So it was getting to a point I was becoming very irritated, tantrums on my husband, of
I know
course.
it. Yeah, I know it
That's the
very well.
first thing. Even in-laws frustrating, you get frustrated. Ki, karo ano, ulu karo ano, I have to do this, I have to do that. Kids, everything was getting over the board. So one day I was talking with my friend, a very close friend of mine. So I told her, I'm so not happy with my baby weight as usual. I'm
So,
so
were
not.
you heavier than this?
Yes,
Oh,
I was much, much heavier than
how
this.
many kilos, if
I
you
was
don't mind?
75 kilos
Oh,
after.
okay.
Yeah. And me being very cautious about my body, my looks, even before marriage, after marriage, it was like an everyday thing. I would cry to my husband, tell him, oh my God, I put on so much weight. I hate this. I don't do like this, all the time. And my husband, he just supported me. You're okay. You have got 2 children, it's bound to happen. He just said that. But I think personally, I was very cautious and I was not liking it. So I tell my friend, my weight is just not going. Or I'm doing so much, but it's just not going. What do I do?
Yeah.
And then she tells me, I go to these Pilates classes in Parklands. Shobhna Shah, she runs Pilates classes from her place. She's really amazing, she told me. Why don't you try those classes? I was like, really? Okay, so now that was in my mind. But even to start those classes, I was like, chokra, kids, school, home, because I was not financially independent.
Oh, yeah.
That's another thing.
That's another
I
thing.
think we women being not independent is a big thing as well.
And imagine for you to start your Pilates classes for yourself,
I need money.
we're talking about just 1 hour
Exactly.
in a day, and that even not every day of the week.
Exactly.
And this amount of money, let's talk about how much money we're talking about you removing for yourself. How much was it then?
It was 500 per class.
Even that
back
you
then.
feel guilty,
Yes.
yeah? Because
But still, exactly, because I'm not earning,
yeah,
and I have to ask my husband, okay, money atla, I need this much money for this many classes. And he goes to me sometimes that, why do you need it, Why don't you just do at home or something like that? Because we are as well struggling parents.
yes,
Yeah,
because with
two
two
kids,
kids,
school fees, they're going to nursery, and these days fees are like,
yeah.
everyone knows how the situation is here. So I was still ha na, yes no, yes no. Then one day I told myself, let me just go for the classes. My friend is like, let's just go.
Okay.
So I attended a class. That one class changed my life. So basically, just the first class, yes, I was not flexible. I was so plumpy. I was so fat.
Oh my God, the way Hema moves right now, you cannot even tell like what she's describing is Hema herself.
Yeah.
So let me just pause here and let me tell all of us who are struggling on our first day of Pilates, Hema also started there, right?
Exactly. I was zero flexible. Bending was a problem, back issues. I've had 2 C-sections, so I had severe back problems, lower back problems. It used to hurt massively. So, but when I went to that class, Shobhna aunty took us really slow, and whatever I did, and then the feeling of being there, knowing other people was a big thing for me. Like, I got out of my home,
Your comfort
my
zone, your
comfort
home.
zone. I went out there, I met different people, and everyone has a different story there.
And the best part about these classes for Hema aunties or yours or anybody out there is there is no separation in terms of age. There is mixed
Exactly.
age. There is, caste, color,
Nothing.
not even gender. Now you've
Exactly.
started evening classes, and
Yes.
my husband attends, so not even the gender
Yes.
issues, right? Everybody's there with that single, aim that I want to get better in my health.
In my
health.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that 1 hour changed my life in the sense that I said, no, I have to come now 3 times a week, because that 1 hour I forgot everything and I was just in there.
You were Hema.
I
You were
was
not
myself.
Yes.
I was myself. And when I went back home, I went satisfied that I did something for myself. Today, I've done something for myself, not for anybody, So I said, I have to attend these classes. So I started, and then I started getting better at it, of course, with time, consistency. And Shobhna aunty once mentioned to me, I think jokingly or just out of the blue, she's like, why don't you take this up? You're really good at it, And I got to myself, me? Really? And I was like, nah, hamra nahi. I was like, nah, not now. My kids are still small and all that. But now it's stuck to back of my mind. So whatever I did, that was at the back of my mind. I was like, I can't work now. My kids are going to school. Yes, I have a mother-in-law. Thank God. She's very helpful. But they cannot do everything that we can do for our children. Like especially when it comes to studying, making them do their homework and stuff.
And also the emotional stuff now that they're big. Yeah?
Exactly. So I was like, if I go work 8 to 5, when will I come home? When will I spend time with my children, you know. So I'm like, I can't work, but I need to do something for myself. Okay, as I decide that, okay, let me go on to Pilates, let me try to make it better, you know. COVID hits in.
Okay.
Now COVID hits in, we're on total lockdown. What do you do? I asked Shobhna auntie, okay, how do I go about this course and what? So she told me you can do it online, you can do it from UK. So I was
Oh,
like,
thank God
okay.
for online then.
Yeah. So online was an option, but she as herself many years back she did it. So she's like, just research on it, you know, and get some ideas on how to go about it. So a whole year went just like that
Okay.
because I was still like, Hana, Hana. I told my husband is like, yeah, do it. It's okay. But you know, that push, that it was not coming in. I think the time was just not right. COVID was in, kids were at home, schooling from home. Oh,
Oh
that
my
was like a
God. I
disaster.
know it was a
It
madhouse,
was a
right?
madhouse. Morning, wake up, kids have not showered, they're just wearing their school shirts and tie on, they're on the laptops, you know,
Pajamas at the bottom.
pajamas, breakfast, you know, it was just a mess. I couldn't do any of my routine stuff. So I was like, how do I get this done? Okay, all that went by, COVID went by, but it was behind my mind. I still want to do Pilates. I really want to do Pilates. But now COVID was such a situation, we couldn't go out much, we couldn't do much. So what I started is I started exercising, I started doing my own stuff at home, practicing without any guidance or anything. YouTube videos, Pilates videos, I just started doing at home. And I saw myself improving so much better, flexibility wise, body wise, everything, you know, mentally, physically, taking walks outside. So I said, this has to be my passion now. I want to go for this. 1 year of COVID went. I researched, I got the Pilates board of UK, I registered on it, I started my course.
Okay.
So I did an online course, but I needed a physical course as well.
Yes.
So I went to Allison College in Nairobi here.
Yes.
So I did 6 months of that course as well. So I did both. I have two certificates from the UK and from the local Allison College. And then Shobhna auntie was always there guiding me. So as COVID started reducing, classes started
Happening in
happening.
person.
Person, yeah.
But now, before you even start teaching somebody, learning a course is one thing, but
And
also,
practicing.
yes, practice, like actually teaching somebody, or taking a class. Like, how did you practice that?
So now COVID was almost going off, yeah. COVID was done. Now I was training with Shobhna auntie. So before even I started my classes, this was like 3 years down the line. I was already in practice. 3 years
Yes.
done. Then I started with Shobhna auntie. Still, I kept going with her. Kept going 4th year. Now 5th year, tragedy happened in my family. I lost my sister-in-law.
Sorry.
And at the back of my mind, I always had this thing, I want to do Pilates classes. I want to start a studio. I want to have my own thing, you know. And it was never getting there. But when my sister in law passed away, it hit me so much that I was like, how young are you? You've not lived your life, you've not done anything, and you're just gone, you know? So it was like a blow to me. You have everything, just get out there and do
Do
it.
it. Oh my God.
Start your classes. Don't look at what is going to come in, what is, are you going to get clients, are you going to get clients or not, are you going to get money? It's not even about the money thing. First, just get on and get started.
You're right. That was a real
Yeah, it
impact.
was a really impact. She left me, you know, we were so close, like really close. She
And
was like a
young, like,
sister.
yeah, you're
She was even
our
younger than me. Imagine. So that really motivated me to get out there and start classes because I was already 4 years training and I was ready to start a class. So I said, now I have to start, no matter what.
So this is one woman that you've talked about, your sister-in-law, and there's another woman that keeps on coming up in our conversation, your mother-in-law. She's had an amazing impact on your journey
Yes,
as well, yeah?
of course. My mother in law, has been a great support to me throughout my journey, no matter what. I think a
Wh-
mother in law can be best friends with her daughter in law, provided both can stay equally the same,
Yeah.
you know? Don't differentiate, don't expect anything. Just give love, dignity, and friendship to each other. That's all that matters,
Oh,
you know?
bless you.
My mother in law has always supported me from day one. I started this course, she's like, yes, do it. She was my first student. So before I started even my classes, I was training her
In the house.
in the house.
You're like, Mom-in-law, let's go.
Mom, let's go. Let's go. I want to try this move. She could not bend. She could not bend. She could not, like pull herself up. But right now, if you see her, you
Oh,
won't even believe
she
it.
is fit.
She can tell
Yeah,
you.
she is super. Oh my God.
So she's my biggest support right now in whatever I do, because you need that support from home as well. When I'm out there, she's there to look after the children, she's there to look after the house. So thank you to my mom. She's, I think, the biggest support throughout this journey.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And how did you guys then start? Like, how did you go into your first like classes? Let's just go and do
Go
it.
into okay, so I started training with my mother-in-law before, because I was still not confident enough to begin classes.
Yeah.
So I said, Mom, you're going to be my student. Even in my course, she was my prop. I had to take her for my examination. So basically, I was training her for my exam as well. She was my prop, and the examiners were watching her as I was doing the class. So I had to make sure she's perfect. Otherwise, I wouldn't get my certificate. So I started training with her at home 1 year. As days went, got that confidence. Now problems come in. Where do I start the class?
Yeah.
Yeah. Where will I get people from? How? All these questions are now running in my mind. I don't have money on me to buy a place or rent a place even.
Yeah.
So how am I going to start up? So I go looking for places, and everyone is asking for rent, deposit, this, that. In that time, Jalaram Mandir was just being built, and they had this room that they said they would rent it out. So I was like, oh, nice, wow.
And
So
Jalaram Mandir being,
a
temple.
community center,
Yeah,
and being a
I
temple.
think their aim is also to support and keep rents
Exactly.
really reasonable.
Rents reasonable and support upcoming people, like who are really struggling to come up. So I said, okay, let me go check the place out. I went there, I checked everything out. Of course, it was high for me price because I don't have no clients. But my husband then told me, you know what? You want to start? Just start. It's okay. You get clients or you don't get clients, just start. I'm like, Mom, you'll have to come with me. One client to one client. So I started my classes from Jalaram Music Room, not thinking about what I'm going to get out of this, just with a positive mind. Just I just went for it. I want to do something for myself. But even if it's just 1,000 shillings I'm getting in my pocket, I don't mind.
Yeah.
But I want to impact people's life as well. How I changed my mother-in-law's life to what she is right now, I wanted that for other ladies, especially for ladies who are at home doing nothing, like for themselves. Yes, you're doing everything for everyone.
Yes.
But what about for yourself? That 1 hour, just give yourself. It
And-
really gives you a peace of
And
mind.
you know what, Hema? I think all the women who are going to listen to this, who are in your class, they're nodding their head right now, because that's exactly what we get in the classes. Yeah,
Exactly.
we get to be I get to be Dhruti, not Dhruti the mummy or the sister or the daughter or any other labels, or even the Dhruti who works. No, we just get to be ourselves, and the laughter and the positivity that you're bringing here, that's the positivity you bring there.
Thank you so much.
So you are definitely impacting all of us.
My aim is not that I want to make money out of this. It's not even about money. As long as I have food on the table, that's more than enough for me. But I want ladies, because the way it impacted me, I was in that environment. And when I got out, I felt the difference. I felt confident. I felt independent. I felt loved. You know, I was like, no, I can love myself. Why not? Well, however I am, I can love myself. So that 1 hour of class changed my life. So I thought to myself, if I give ladies out there that 1 hour, I'm sure it will change their lives in so many ways.
It definitely
In
is doing.
so many ways. Because when you're out there, trust me, you're nobody but yourself. Even if you can't bend, but still yourself. You
Yeah.
are yourself, right?
Definitely. Yes, of course. And
So I started my classes with that aim, that I
and
want to bring. In fact, this podcast I'm doing today is just for ladies who are in their kitchens, in their houses. I'm not even talking about the working class ladies. I want those ladies who think they cannot do anything for themselves. Trust me, you can do anything you want to do. Just get out there and do it.
that's
That's all I
awesome.
can say.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. And let's end with a quote that you live by.
Love yourself. Respect yourself. Keep smiling. I
And you
think
live by that.
keep smiling.
I can tell you guys, she lives by
Keep
those.
smiling. Keep smiling.
And Pilates, what has it become for you, and like now and in the future?
It's my life. It's my happiness. I think it's my love. No day goes by I will not do even half an hour of an exercise, be it a Saturday, be it a Sunday, because I think it just changes your mood. Sometimes I wake up with a very bad mood. I think every women go through that.
I can't believe you
Yeah.
would wake up with a bad mood with
I
that
wake
smile
up,
of yours.
yeah, I wake up with a very bad mood. The day I've not done an exercise, the whole day goes bad. My husband even tells me, today you've not done anything, right? He just knows
They
it.
just know it.
They just know it.
Yeah.
Even my children tell me, Mommy, today you didn't even go for a walk. That's why you're so angry at everyone. So I'm like, okay, right. So I think Pilates or any form of movement in your life,
So important.
any form of movement in your life is so important.
Oh, cool. Thank you, Emma. Like, you know what? You made me so emotional because everything you've said that had, it struck a nerve, not only with me, but it has been a reality for so many people.
So many.
So many
Just be
people.
true to yourself, I think in my classes, the way I drew people towards me was being myself, being true to myself. It is what it is. If you can't do this, you can't do that. It is what it is.
You know what? It is what it is such a huge phenomena, like, of acceptance. It's been 5 years I've done self work on myself, and this "it is what it is" has been like their topmost. Once you accept,
That's it. Exactly. Once you accept, you can achieve what you want.
thank you, Hema.
Thank you.